Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Brothers-in-law. We did a recording last week, but we still thank everybody who's got a chance to see the recording that we did for last week. But we're back this week with a live show, another video. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Corey. I'm a former Virginia police officer and a retired Navy Chief Petty Officer, 21 years. And on this channel, we discuss about police involved incidents that occur around the country, and we give our analysis on whether the officers act as a reasonable officer, right? We'll look at the actions of the citizens, see if they followed our acronym of CALM, which stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. What their situation had turned out a little differently, right? And instead of, end up fighting the police or end up getting shot or even killed in some sense, instances. But we'll look at that, right? And we'll give our honest opinion on what the officer was thinking, why they acted the way they did. Because a lot of times, Mike and I both have been through some of these types of situations. But thank God, we never actually had to pull our triggers. So we look at those things, and we know there's going to be some of you who agree with us or disagree with us, and that's cool, man. I know there's those keyboard warriors out there that just want to just blatantly hate police, and that's fine. That's your prerogative. That's your right. I mean, I'm not gonna say you what you can and can't not, agree with us on, man. That's on you. We're just telling you from our perspective of what we went through, or if we had rolled up on that scene, what we would have done. All right. So, but anyway, at least still keep your comments respectful. We're not here to get in kind of pissing contests with anybody or dive deep down into the law books. Nah, that's not why we're here. We're just trying to give you our analysis of what happened and how to stay safe so you don't get yourselves in those type of situations. So, uh, enough of that. So my co-host is Mr. Mike Bradley. Go ahead, Mike. Take it away.
What's going on, everybody? I'm the co-host. I'm Mike Bradley. I'm a retired police officer in Northern California, 26 years. Also a 6-year Army veteran. So, like Corey was saying, it's not, we are able to look at situations because we did the job. We understand the job. It's not about the people. It's about the job itself, the tactics of why police officers do the things they do. Like you say, we see some things that maybe a citizen doesn't quite understand why things happen the way they do. So maybe if we enlighten you on, well, this is why they would do this, or this is why they would do that. We want to tell you that because we happen to have done that job. So we do have a lot of respect for the job itself, obviously. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no uh clique or some people use the word gang or something like that. Not like that. It's just you have the job of a police officer, which many folks don't understand. You don't see the cops sometimes, and unless you call for them, right?
Yeah, that's
There are a
right.
lot of people like that. So, it's just a matter of trying to look at a situation and see, whether something was reasonably done or not. What's up, Tone? I see you on here. Tone been here since day one, man.
Jesus
Jesus
love you,
loves you. I
Stacy.
see you. Stacy, we see you on here.
Yep, yep.
We gotta get lined up.
Everybody watching over on Facebook. Welcome,
Uh,
welcome, welcome.
there
So,
you go.
so we're gonna go ahead and jump into this video. It's an exciting one. Oh, before we do though, if you would like to help support our channel, man, please head on over to our merch shop at Brothers-in-law hyphen in hyphen law doctor mysprayshop.com. Pick up your nice little Brothers-in-law hoodie. Summertime getting ready to hit, so we do have some nice brand new t-shirts out there for you to check out, and everything that we get goes to help grow our channel and get the message out and stand calm, which stands for comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. All right, Mike, go ahead, take it away, brother.
Yeah, we got it's almost funny video to watch today. It's a little bit more lighthearted because no one got killed or hurt, but at the same time, it's one of those things where we look at some of the types of attitudes that people have when they get pulled over that police have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And fair, frankly, they have to have a thick skin sometimes, Corey, because they're going to a lot of mess. You know, this is one of those stops that happened in Illinois earlier this year, and this guy, you know, is off the chain, displaying bad behavior. Obviously, this is what you don't do when you get pulled by the cops. Okay, let's.
Yeah, this is definitely one that you don't do. These are your I didn't do nothing. This is a good way to talk yourself into getting arrested. So if you want to know how to get arrested, this is a textbook right here.
Here you go.
An officer conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for various non-moving violations in Oak Lawn, Illinois. These violations included driving without front and rear license plates, illegal headlights, and illegal window tints.
That's a traffic stop. Turn the car. Hey, I don't care what you stopping for, because I'm gonna play. I just caught the time. Tints are illegal. Okay, it don't matter. It does. Turn out the way. Turn out the way. Turn off your car. Stay right there. Turn off your car. I'm not finna turn it. What do you want? It's a traffic stop. Turn off your car. And my motherfucking overheated. I see that. You got your driver's license, insurance, please. Yeah. What do you want, bro? This is a traffic stop. I'm pulling you over for your. I don't know, bro. I'm on 95th and I'm on 87th. Then what is this? Can I have your driver's license, please? I'm on 87th and Cicero. Can I have your driver's license, please? My motherfucking car over here. Okay. Can I have your driver's license, please? Yeah. What station you in?
Several times. Can I have your driver's license?
Yeah.
Hand out of your pocket and give me a driver's license. Here. Door stays open.
Yeah, hurry up. I'm on 97. What is this? Hurry up and do what you finna do.
Central 311. Can I get another unit, please? I also got a file for you.
Yeah, these motherfuckers.
Hey, stop it real quick, Mike. I think was it the week before last? We talked about different laws in different states. Now look at that tent. Now that tent here in Virginia is definitely illegal. Like and especially at nighttime, you can't see it in there right now, and it's daylight. So you can just imagine how the visibility would be, you know, at nighttime. You pulling this car over, and you don't know who's back there. You know, you don't know who has a gun pointed at you in that back seat. But that tent right there is definitely illegal. And this is one of the reasons why he's being pulled over. But I just want to throw that out there real quick, Mike.
And he, by the way, he has this level of tint on his back window. He has that on his front window too. That's why it's illegal. Well, in California, you can have it tinted dark, but only the back window. You can't have the front with the side driver's side window. You can't have that tinted like that. In Newark, obviously, you can't have the windshield tinted like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But another point, Corey, that I want to bring up is this is a safety issue too, because when an officer walks up and your window is tinted like that, this is why when you get stopped, a lot of cops say, roll all your windows down, please. Okay, this is why they say that, because if you got tinted windows, like you say, somebody could be sitting back there holding a shotgun right at your head, and you don't even see him. You could be right up on him and don't even see it. Okay, so it's really just a safety issue too. That, you know, that's why some cops, they say roll all your windows down. All right.
Can I see it, please?
Yeah, they stay fucking with me.
Come forward.
I don't know. He ain't following me from shit. I was on 87 Central. This motherfucker ain't go past where he's supposed to go past.
Do you have insurance, sir?
Yeah, I got insurance. I told you I had insurance.
Can I see it? I'm asking you to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up for you right now.
Okay. Well, if you answer me, I don't have to keep asking.
Okay, then don't answer me no more. There you go, right there. Here, don't grab my phone. Look at it.
I can't see it.
Okay, it don't matter. Look at it. You can see it right here. Okay. Look at it.
I'll just write you a ticket.
No, you're not gonna write me shit. Here, look at it.
Stay inside the car.
Look at it. You're not gonna write me shit. You're not the phone. You're not gonna write me shit.
This isn't to this car.
Yes, it is. I got SR 22.
Yeah, but that's not.
It don't matter. I got SR 22. All right, write your bitch ass. Okay.
Real quick, in California, I don't know if it's standard across the country, but in California, it is legal to have your vehicle insurance card on your phone. Meaning you can have an app or something from your insurance company and pull your insurance card up as an image on your phone. You could do that, but if you do that, I need to be able to see it clearly on the phone. I need to verify the expiration date, and I need to verify that it's for the car that you're driving. Right?
Yeah. Here it's still required that you should have the hard copy with you or the paper copy with you, versus on your cell phone. Now I know there's been times I have accepted those individuals who showed me their insurance on their cell phone. The only reason why I did, because at the same time they were on the phone with their insurance company, and I was able to speak with them at the same time. That's the only time I would accept that. Any other time, no. I need to see the hard copy, because that's. Now I don't know if that law has changed, but as far as I know, talking to a few guys last week, believe it's still the same. You need to present the hard copy. Now I guess again, you might it's gonna be, whether or not the officer is going to accept that or not. Hey, I have it on my phone. But if everything matches, most officers, I would say, will accept that. But always had the hard copy with you.
Okay. Let me ask our viewers real quick. Up to this point in this stop, you see what type of person you're dealing with. Could this be an officer safety issue? You got to look at those things. You got to pay attention to those things. As an officer, I don't know what this guy's getting ready to do. So my officer safety tactics are going to be pretty high. He yelling and screaming. You got to ask him multiple times to do simple tasks. Okay, give me your license. Let me see your insurance card.
It was like 7 times he asked him for his license.
Right. And he talking to somebody on a cell phone. You don't know who he's calling over here. If somebody's going to show up and interfere with your traffic stop, you don't know that. So these are basic officer safety things that you have to be concerned about and be observant of. And this is why it's important that you follow all instructions the way you need to follow. Here we go.
Keep the car off. Keep the car off. Don't move the car. That's a lawful order, by the way. Don't move the car. It'll be on the ticket. It will be. Nice and big for you.
Oh, not a good idea. Officer safety issue. You don't want him getting out of the car.
Stay in the car. What are you doing? I'm writing you tickets. You're staying in the car.
What are you writing me tickets for?
I'll explain to you when I give them to you. Get in the car.
Give me my license.
Get in the car. You're about to be arrested.
I'm about to be arrested for what?
Obstructing. And I'm going to tell you the car.
For what?
You're disobeying a lawful order. Stay in the car.
Bro, I'm not disobeying shit.
Did I just give you a lawful order?
Don't give me a lawful shit.
Stay in the car.
Hold on. Let me hold on.
Sure.
Hold on.
What can I do for you?
Now, keep in mind, he started to get out of the car, folks. What do we always tell you, Corey? We always tell him, don't get out of the car like that. Okay, it's an officer safety thing. Look at your attitude up to this point, and you hadn't even got out of the car yet. Is it reasonable for me to think you might try to do something to harm me, or try to run away, or try to drive away, or anything? You know what I'm saying? It's something else I have to pay attention to because you are now standing out of your car. Not only do I have to worry about threats that may be inside the car, I have to worry about you being a threat outside the car. So you're dividing my attention. Okay. So that's what you don't want to do if you get pulled by the cops. You stay in the car. Or if they tell you to, you can get out of the car. Okay. But not unless they tell you to. Anything on that, Corey?
Yeah. Well, my question is to our viewers is, do you think it would have been a good idea at this point to go ahead and detain him? I mean, he's already detained per se, administrative detention, but for safety matters, since he got out that car that one time, would it be wrong for the officers to go ahead and put him in handcuffs? What say you guys? Do you think if he'd got out of the car and you're that officer on scene, would you have gone ahead and put him in handcuffs and put him in the back of your squad car, or would you just have, like he did, just have him get back in the vehicle? What say you, Mike?
It depends on the officer, but if
Well,
you
yeah,
decide,
there's no right or wrong answer here.
right. If you decide to put him in handcuffs, up to this point, the way he is behaving, I would say that that's reasonable. You know what I'm saying? It's reasonable, especially if you by yourself. Look,
Yeah.
dude, if you're gonna get out of this car and continue after I'm telling you to get back in the car, you know what I'm saying? Well, I need to wait until I get a cover unit, or I need to go ahead and handcuff you so that you can't physically do anything, or
Right.
your physical abilities are limited. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can't say that that's unreasonable if an officer decides to put you in handcuffs under these circumstances.
Well, no, I mean, because you like you said, you have to look at his demeanor. His demeanor is saying everything. Like, okay, this, I mean, from right off the rip, this guy was already verbally combative, right? And we know a lot of times, Mike, that verbal always may turn into, physical. And so at this point, even, hey, Delando, welcome, brother. Even at this point, like you said, if I was by myself, I probably would have went on ahead and put the handcuffs on him, because that's going to prevent that guy, from doing anything stupid to me, or me doing anything stupid to him. Like, I'll sit and listen to you run your mouth all day. That's your right. You have the right to freedom of speech. Now, I will say, Mike, for our keyboard warriors out there who like to bash the police all the time, why don't you bash this dude and tell him he should have just kept his mouth shut? This is the one time I agree with y'all, when you had the right to remain silent. Shut your everlasting mouth. That's what he should have been doing. Because at this point, you keep running your mouth like this to me, and I'm on the side of the road with you on a traffic stop like that, I'm starting to dig now. I'm going to look at your tires. I'm going to look at your windshield wipers. And I'm going to start trying to write everything I can on you, as long as you keep running your mouth. And they're all going to be legit. Right. And and it's going to make you very uncomfortable. Instead of marking a little box on the summons, Mike, where you can prepay or show up to court, I'm going to make sure I X that out and circle for you to appear where you must appear. And then we can explain to the judge how you're acting like a pure butthole on the side of the road with me, and for no reason. And they'll probably find y'all guilty of everything I told you, wrote you a ticket for, unless you get those things fixed. But I'm going to make it very uncomfortable for you if this is the way you want to carry on.
I hear you. Jesus loves you, and Tone. I agree. You definitely got to have a thick skin, number one. But there's a fine line between having a thick skin and being concerned of your officer's safety, because you don't know what this dude is capable of. This is what an officer has to be thinking about every time he's on a traffic stop. You know what I'm saying? How you respond to him and what you say to him dictates how he needs to be looking at the situation. It dictates how he needs to be looking at you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And these type of stops happen every day. This type of, this happens every day. Every day.
Here we go.
pulling you in the traffic stop because while I'm out here talking with you, I can't write the ticket. Hurry the fuck up and write my ticket so I can go. Then stay in the car. I'm finna overeat. Let me the go. Hurry up. Then stay in the car.
That because every time he gets out of the car, now I got to stop doing what I'm doing to see what you were doing.
He's a little upset. Yeah, it's all right. So I've already told him don't move his car. If he moves his car, he's being arrested. He was trying to tell them to move and back his car up. I told him if he gets out of his car again, he's being arrested because I've already given him a lawful order to stay inside the car. He's getting more angry because I'm not. So he probably would have taken off on me if his car wasn't overheating. All of his windows tinted? Oh, very much so. He's got no plates on the car either. Second. He's got no plates on the car. Oh, really? Did you get a VIN?
Let me point something out real quick for our viewers. You see him now, he has the driver's side window rolled back up. You see how tinted that is? He could be sitting there. We don't know what he's doing there. He could be sitting in there getting a gun or anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't know as an officer. You are in a position right here where you can't see what the person you're dealing with is doing. He could be doing anything in there. So as to our viewers, how would that make you feel if you were on the stop and you got to deal with this guy who obviously is a hothead, okay? And now he got all the windows rolled up and you see how tinted they are. You don't know what he's doing in there. You know what I'm saying?
No idea.
Officer safety. Here we go.
I haven't had a chance. If you guys want to go up there and grab one for me, I'd appreciate it. Hey, sir, do you have any registration for the vehicle?
Yeah, what?
Do you have any registration for the vehicle?
I just bought it the other day. He already know that.
Okay, can you unblock your VIN?
Okay, you can see that. You see that dead ass frog right there? Can I unblock the dead ass frog?
You can move it if you
I
want.
can't move that.
Okay, can you open your door so I can see the VIN on the door?
Go ahead. That's all you finna see is my van.
Is it on this side or?
No, it's right there. It's right there.
Oh, yeah, perfect. 7312 VIN. 1 George Rob. We might have to get that again because the dispatcher doesn't always hear everything.
Okay, well, get it again.
What state did you purchase it from?
Indiana.
Indiana? Okay. Let me make sure that they get it. Central 312. We'll try that out of Indiana. If it doesn't come up, we'll be up. We'll come back up to you in a minute.
He said he had a dead frog in the windshield.
Somebody telling him where he was at.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. But in the state of California, it's actually illegal to have your VIN obstructed. Your VIN, the part where your VIN is in the windshield, you can't have anything obstructing that. I should be able to walk up to a windshield and clearly see that VIN. There should be no paper over it, no objects over it, or nothing. It's beside the point that the VIN's also on the door. Some cars have that, some cars don't. But that VIN that I can look through the windshield and see it has to be clearly visible.
Right.
Okay. Someone else might be showing up. I don't know about that.
Rochester, Brown, Aurora.
Central 372 311 spots. I can Aurora? No, again.
Okay. Okay. Come on. Come on, man.
Sir, stop the vehicle. Step out. Step out of the vehicle, sir. Hang on, man. You're under arrest. Step out of the vehicle, sir. Step out of the vehicle. Put your hands on top.
Folks, when you're under a traffic stop, do not attempt to move your vehicle again. Okay. What is he doing? You know what I'm saying, Corey?
Right.
At this point, it's like, what are you doing? You know, don't do this, folks.
And now he's still clueless as if he didn't do nothing wrong.
Right.
And here in a minute, once we finish this, we'll break down the whole acronym of C.A.L.M and whether or not this guy was following that or not. But clearly, this is wrong. You don't do this. Now you're just making the situation worse than what it already was. Right now,
Making it worse than what you've already made it.
made it right, right, right. Like Lana said, what part of stop did he did not understand? Well, get back in the car, don't move the car, or you get out the car again, you're gonna be arrested. Like, what part did he not understand? Did he not think that this was going to happen? What is his mindset? What is this dude's mindset? Because clearly he's not thinking rational.
No,
He's not thinking as a reasonable citizen would do. A reasonable citizen will understand, hey, the cops have me pulled over. I can't go nowhere until they're done with doing whatever it is they have to do. Clearly he's not comprehending that. But there's got to be a reason why.
You got to realize when you are on a traffic stop, that officer has to be in total control of the scene, total control of you, your car, and the scene. Okay. You need to understand that. And the reason being is because we have officer safety we have to worry about. We don't know who you are. We don't know what you're capable of. Okay. We don't know if you got something in the car that could hurt me. We don't know what you got going on. Okay. We have to be in total control of that situation. You are not the boss of that traffic stop. Okay. You don't get to just drive over here or reposition your car or get out of the car or whatever you want to do. You need to be mindful of what that officer is telling you to do.
Right.
All right. Here we go.
I told you not to move the car, and I told you not to get out of the car. And you did all of those things.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro?
What the?
Tatiana, where is you at?
Everything I just told you. I told you multiple
Where's
times.
that phone?
Good
I'm
thing
not going nowhere.
We're gonna save your battery here, okay?
No, don't turn my phone off.
Let's get.
For our safety and yours, you guys shut it off.
All right. Thank you. Come on. Let's go this way. I'm not sure why you wanted to escalate this
What are you
situation.
talking about? I'm not escalating nothing.
Sure, you're
I'm
the only
just
one out
telling
here.
you what I'm doing.
You're the only one out here screaming, sir. The key's still in the car, sir?
They on my hood.
They're in your hood?
Yeah. So what are you doing? Don't put me in that car. What are you doing?
You're under arrest, so we're
I'm
talking
under
about
arrest for what?
disobeying a lawful order. The thing I told you were going to be arrested for if you moved the car, you stepped out of the car.
I just put the car right there.
Which I
No,
told you
hold
not
on.
to do.
Let me talk to you. Stop. I can't talk to you.
Well,
Let me talk to you.
You can talk. Sit down.
Okay, let me talk to you.
Sure.
Let me talk to you.
Got ain't no handcuffs. Come on, Mike. Now they want to talk.
Move.
No. Let's go back in. I'm not going to close the door.
Just let me talk to you. Sure, come here.
I'm right here.
Okay, come here.
I'm right here, man. What's up?
Come here. Stop. Come here. Just come here.
I'm right here.
Just come here.
I'm right here.
No.
You and I can talk. My body cam is
all right.
right here.
Listen, I have to go get my kids from school. Can you please just write my ticket so I can go home,
Okay.
please?
We are well past that.
We not past nothing.
Oh, yeah, we are. You've done nothing but screaming,
I'm
yelling
not
this entire time.
nothing. Okay. All right, stop.
I gave you multiple commands not to
Listen.
do things that you kept doing.
Just stop.
I warned you multiple times, man.
Stop. 345. Can you please? Are you a sergeant?
I am not.
You are not. Can you please just write my ticket so I can go, please?
Yeah, I'll write him at the station. Watch your
No, stop.
Rashlan was hit with a misdemeanor count of obstructing an officer, as well as citations for driving without insurance, no valid registration, no front or rear license plates, illegal tints, and illegal headlights.
Man, that's it. But folks, as you can see, that's how you don't want to behave on a traffic stop.
No, for
you don't
sure.
want to do that. Tony was doing way too much.
But that's why we came up with the acronym of CALM: comply, answer questions, listen, to move on.
Yeah.
Right? Just stay calm, relax, right? Listen to what the officer is saying to you. They're going to tell you why they stopped you. May not be when you want them to tell you, but they're going to tell you the reason why they stopped you. If they ask you any questions, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. But if it's just a cordial question, hey, you realize your tent is too dark, you can answer that. That's not an incriminating question. I can look and tell your windows are too dark.
Do you have your license?
Do you have your license, registration? I mean, you can answer those types of questions. Those things are not incriminating questions.
Right.
So you can answer those, right? But totally, you don't have to say anything. You just, hey, here it is. Right when they come up, you know they're always going to ask you, depending on what state you're. I'm in Virginia, so we're always going to ask you for driver's license and registration. You already know that when you see those lights come on behind you, those are the first two things, or in Mike's case, three things that you always want to go have: your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance with you. And you don't have to say anything. You present it to them. They'll tell you why they pulled you over. They ask you, why are you speeding? Where you come? Blah, blah, blah. You don't have to say that. I choose not to say anything, officer. Okay. And they'll go back to their car and they'll do what they have to do and come back explaining summons to you or ticket to you. When's the court date? What's the next step? And you get to move on. Right? This guy just, I guess he wanted his try to get his 15 minutes of fame. It's almost like he was really trying to provoke them by being loud and everything like that. Like that was going to make the cops say, okay, I'm not going to deal with this guy. All right, put your plates on and go on down the road. That's not how it happens, Mike. Right. We're not going to do that. And like you said, you have to have tough skin doing this job because you're going to be called everything but the name your mother gave you doing this profession. So you got to have tough skin doing this game here.
People don't like to be told what to do. People don't like to be pulled over, obviously. Recently, and the way the media and things have portrayed in certain instances that have happened so far, people have a genuine fear of the police. So we're here to try to make that less impactful, if you will. What's the word I'm looking for? Less traumatizing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't bring unnecessary attention to yourself, right, or unwanted attention to yourself, right?
The minute you stop or disobey an order, or the minute you start doing something that the officer tells you not to do, or do something or don't do something that the officer is telling you to do, okay, that's when you start to introduce a different type of stop. Now it's confrontation, it's conflict. You know what I'm saying? It's not just I stopped you for this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna let you go. Now you're introducing something different into the traffic stop now.
And you're making it longer than it has to be by by acting out like that. You're making the situation worse by carrying on like that, like you just had no upbringing and you're just acting like a complete fool.
Sure.
And so you making it longer. The guy's yelling at the cop, telling him to hurry up, but you keep doing dumb stuff to stop the officer from writing that ticket out and having to come to address you again, get back in the vehicle, blah, 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 and then go back to the vehicle. Then he's got to start over or wait, rerun something again. Or, it's just making it, you're turning what should have been maybe 10, 15 minutes now into an hour, now to an arrest. And it shouldn't even have to be that way. Had you just, stay calm, you come to find out he didn't have valid insurance. He didn't have what they call in Illinois SR22, which is insurance verification for high risk drivers. All right, he didn't have proper insurance. So I think he knew that. That was probably the reason, Mike, why he was acting out the way he was. And maybe in his mind, I don't know, I'm speculating, maybe in his mind, by acting out like that, would stop the police from messing with him. Because, if you heard him say, they always messing with me. Well, if you would have your stuff in order, nobody can be messing with you.
And folks, when you are yelling at the police officer to hurry up, Let me tell you, that
I'm gonna take
never
more time.
works. That never works. Okay. I'm going to take my time to do what I need to do, fill out what I need to fill out, because I need to make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are
T's
crossed.
across.
Okay.
Yep.
So you yelling at me saying hurry up and don't do that, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna make me go any faster. Never
No.
has, never will.
No, so I don't think they did run him for warrants. I'm sure they probably did. I mean, when they tried to see if the car was valid and who he came back to and got his driver's license information. I'm pretty sure they probably ran him, but they never mentioned any warrants
That
were
yeah.
out there for him if he had any active warrants. That was never said, so that I don't know, and I'm not going to speak on that. But I don't think that he did. They would have mentioned it, I think, in the end, if he had warrants. But I mean, and all those things that he was cited for, folks, are all fixable offenses. He can take care of those. Well, here in Virginia, you'll be able to, you can take care of those items before you come to court. Show the court that you corrected those deficiencies, and then the ticket more than likely will go away. You may have to just pay court costs. But the now you've gotten a record, something else to go on your criminal history record of another arrest, or probably just a misdemeanor for obstruction. But then now look by his actions, look who else he affected. His kids. He said he had to go pick his kids up from school. Now the kids are probably, well, we're sitting at school like, hey, where Pop's at? He ain't come get it. Well, Pop's sitting in jail because he was running his mouth a little bit too much and he shouldn't have. Right. But it's always going to be the police fault. These guys shouldn't have been messing with him, Mike.
You always gonna have people that say that. But Tone, that was something I did routinely. When I stopped people, I ran them for once warrants. That was a regular thing. 99% of the time, that was something that I did on every stop, run you for warrant. It was just part of making sure your license was valid and wasn't suspended or something. You run them for checks and check them for once and warrants, and check to make sure the license is valid. Yeah, that's all. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right, Tony. Get your tickets and move on. I mean,
Yeah.
you can still run your mouth. I mean, the guy could have still sat there and ran his mouth, but when he got out of the car, when he was told not to,
and especially when he decided to back the car up
and back the car up, I mean, folks, what do you think was going to happen? I mean, come on, be honest. Would y'all have arrested this guy? Tell the truth. Let us know down in the comments below. Would you have arrested this guy, or would you just made him get back in the car again and say you don't move the car again? Well, now
how many times you gonna do that?
time, you ain't do that the second time. Well, guess what? He gonna move it the third time. What you gonna do then? Right? The thing about folks who don't like to obey the laws, they're gonna keep pushing the envelope and to see how far you're going to go before you do something. So that's why, you had to show who was in control of that scene. That's why, if it were me, Mike, I go back to what I said a little while ago. First time he got out that car and he had an attitude going on like that, I'd have put him in handcuffs. Right now, he ain't moving that car. He's in the back of my car, and he can sit in the back of my car and curse and scream and do all he wants until I'm done writing these tickets and uncuff him, let him sign them, and send him down the road. Well, he ain't driving because he ain't got no license plate, so that vehicle would have got towed.
So there's a lot of things that could have happened there, in addition to him being arrested. So keep that in mind, folks. We understand that people, are irritable sometimes, or having a bad day. Well, cops are irritable sometimes too, to be honest with you. Sometimes they're having a bad day too. So it's only so much that I'm going to take before I say I'm not going to give you the normal breaks I would give in a given situation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have a choice between giving you a warning all the way up to giving you a ticket. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that day you talking to me like that, you gonna get a ticket. You know what I'm saying?
And both of you, Tone and Jesus Love it. Tone said he would at least detain him. Fine. Yep, I did done that. And after Jesus Love said after he would arrested him after he'd asked him for his driver's license and he refused. I mean, yeah, because he actually asked him like 7 times for
Yeah, he had some
his
several
driver's
times before he
license,
gave him.
right? And
Yeah.
how many times should I ask you for it, right? Again, I had my 3 strike. I'm gonna ask you 3 times. You don't give it to me. You're coming out the car. You're going in handcuffs, and you're going to jail for obstruction, right? That
I mean,
is,
I think one thing I will say, Corey, is I think there are some officers who use the obstruction section very
yeah,
loosely
yeah,
sometimes. They
yeah,
use that so commonly sometimes. I don't use it as I never use that section very loosely, but that doesn't mean there weren't situations where you could use that legally and stay within the law. You know what I'm saying? These officers, they arrested him for obstruction of justice. I don't know if I would have done that. But if I did do that, that wasn't illegal. What they did was not illegal. You know what I'm saying? He didn't follow instructions at all. So you got to keep that in mind. How
yeah.
you behave on a traffic stop dictates a lot.
It takes how the stop is going. I mean, now let's just say, what if he got an asshole cop, Mike, who was just an extreme dickhead? Now you got 2 dickheads going at it, right? And one's got to see who can piss farther than the other,
Yeah.
right? And you were in this pissing contest now, right? Now this guy is setting it up for this officer to go hands on with it, right?
Especially when he gets out of the car and delays getting back in the car. Some officers might go hands on at that point and put
Right.
keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were being what's the word? Liberal with him as far as not putting their hands on him until it was absolutely necessary.
Right.
Even when he slid outside the car and the officer was telling him to get back in the car, and when he was refusing and just stood there, that officer was being liberal with him by not putting his hands on him.
Yeah.
But some officers, you might get that officer who might feel the need to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, Delano, 3 strikes. It can be 2 nights. Well, particularly for this one person. Yeah, I agree. Giving him 3 shots at responding to what you're asking him for is too much because of his attitude. Sure, there's no set number of times. It's one time is it. I ask you for the information, you provide the information. You don't have the information. Why don't you have the information? Okay. Name, date of birth, social security, your pedigree. That's all you're required to give the police. You don't have to say, again, have to say anything. This is that one time to all those keyboard warriors out there that like to badge police. This is the one time this dude really should have just kept his mouth shut. I wholeheartedly agree that this dude should have kept his mouth shut. And this is why it's important to stay calm, comply, answer questions, listen, and move on. They didn't told him how many times, Mike, the reason why they stopped him, and he still asked, "What you doing this for? Why you stopping me? I ain't do nothing." Yeah, they always never do nothing. I think he did quite a bit on this one. What you said a few minutes ago about the obstruction, I think I did one time. But majority of the time, once you explain to them that, for me, I would say when I would set that clipboard down on the ground and go to start to open the door, okay, now you're going to jail. Now they have a change of mind. Oh, okay, true. But no, I was just wondering. I just wonder what would happen if I didn't sign it. You're going to jail. You don't sign the summons, you're going to jail. And that's it. There's no and ifs or buts. You're gonna go down to the jail. You're gonna sit down there in front of the magistrate, and you're gonna sign it there in front of the magistrate, however long that takes, right? And then you be cut loose. But it's no need for all that, is what we're saying, folks. You don't have to.
He answered. He said, "Would the officers be justified to put hands on him in that situation?" That's a good question, Tone. I think when he got out of the car, and wasn't getting back in the car, if them officers decide to go hands-on and put cuffs on him, they would have been within the law because he's clearly not listening to any orders they're giving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At that point, it becomes an officer safety thing.
Right.
So if
And
I'm
you're
telling you to
stopping what could possibly turn into a worse situation.
yeah. So if I'm telling you to get back in the car and you're not, and I'm clearly feel threatened by you being outside the car, and I decide to put cuffs on you to detain you further, sure, I could do that. Sure, that's within the law because remember, those cuffs are for both our safeties. I don't know what you're going to do or what you're capable of doing, so I'm going to put them cuffs on you to make sure you don't do what I fear you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Tone. I mean, it depends on the officer. Some officers might feel they need to go hands on and put the cuffs on. Some may not, you know what I'm saying? But all of that would be within the legal limits, I think.
Yeah. Oh, totally would be within the legal limits. I mean, like I said, you're stopping him from doing something stupid, and yourself from possibly doing something stupid because you don't. His words may trigger that officer to do something stupid because again, we don't know that individual's mindset. What is he trying to bait that officer in to do something?
Yeah, you don't know what kind of officer you're gonna get.
Right.
Some officers are hotheads. I will say. Some officers are.
Y'all know we'll bash officer. Officer's wrong. We're gonna talk about the officer being wrong too. But in this case here, I think he was lucky to get these officers. All three of them that showed up. I think he was very lucky to get these types of officers. And I think a lot of officers too now are more drawn back now and kind of letting them act out the way that they're acting out to a point where somebody could possibly get hurt because back in the day they had to snatch that joker out of the car and put him in handcuffs and all right, you going to jail. I'm not playing with you no more.
And plus, with that body camera on, I want to capture as much of your bizarre behavior as possible. You know what I'm saying? I want you to act the fool. If you're going to act the fool, I want to catch it on my body camera so everybody can see that you act the fool and why I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? So I love body cameras. Loved them. Didn't like them at first, but after using them, like I said, I can't see doing the job of a police officer without them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And like I said, we didn't have body cams, but again, that dash cam, it's just really one directional, right? It's just straight ahead. So it definitely had the pros and cons. But I wish while I was there, we did have body cams because that would help a lot of citizens and police officers at the same time. But you're right. I mean, let it play on, let them act out. Hey man, it's on video now. Go ahead and act.
I see your comment on.
When a judge sees that video footage in court, I mean, it's pretty much done for you. All right. So you can go ahead and act the fool all you want to. It's gonna be recorded, right? And likewise, if cops acts a fool, it's gonna be recorded, and he or she's gonna get hemmed up in court. So it goes both ways, right? We always say it's right?
Absolutely.
We know we expect the officers to act away. Well, officers expect citizens to conduct themselves as reasonable citizens, right? We know nobody likes to get pulled over and likes to have their day interrupted, right, Mike? Right. But it is what it is. We deal with it. You argue and fight your case in court, and you move on. You go home, right? Or you go to jail, depending on what you did. But at least you're alive to talk about it. So we're gonna get ready to go ahead and wrap this one up. We want to thank everybody for watching this. Hey, definitely check us out next week. We got a really good one of another textbook calm situation. Actually just really happened a couple of years ago, but they're just now releasing the video of it. And so we're gonna bring that to you next week. So invite everybody out so we can really break down the acronym C.A.L.M, because this guy did it textbook. And he
even though he was afraid,
even though he was very afraid,
he
was
followed
very
C.A.L.M text to a textbook. I mean,
yeah.
you know,
So join us next week. We're going to talk about that one. And like, share, and subscribe. You're just checking us out for the first time. If you want to watch the video over again in its entirety, I already put the link down in the description below. Leave us a comment how you like this show. If you like anything, us for change, anything, let us know. With that being said, Mike,
you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us. Tone, I see you. Jesus loves you. Delando, Stacy, appreciate you guys watching.
Jesus loves
And
you.
See you next time.
Yep.
Tone says, can you bring up sideshows? Yeah, that's a big thing out. Is that something that happens in your neck of the woods, Corey? Sideshows where they shut down the road and for doing car stunts, the young folks.
They do, but not. I haven't seen them do. I know. I only say it because two of my sons had went to a couple of them. A couple of them. I think it was last year, but I think they do them in parking lots. They don't do them on the road.
Out here in California, they'll shut down the road and do it. It's
really?
pretty common thing out here. Unfortunately, got law enforcement trying to figure out how to curve it. Lately, they've been towing cars and arresting people for it. But it still seems to be a challenge. I'm gonna have to look that up, Tone, and see if there's something we could talk about that, about sideshows. I'll check it out and see if we can come up with something. But thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yep.
Have a good weekend.
Until next week, stay safe, God bless, and stay calm. Comply, answer questions, listen,
and move on.